Hello and welcome to the history of cinemas in Liverpool and the Merseyside for 1910 to 1919. 1910. The first purpose-built cinema in Liverpool opens on May 9th. The Picturedrome. In May, the Palace Cinema in St Helens opens. The Kensington Picturedrome opens on December 26th. The Bedford Hill Cinema opens in December. The Lyceum Cinema opens. These cinemas also opened in 1910. Here are the changes for 1910. 1911. On January 11th, the Sefton Picturedrome opens. In February, the Electric Cinema opens. The Electra Palace Theatre opens on May 11th. The Picture Palace in Southport opens on May 29th. The Lighthouse Pavilion in Hoylake opens on August 11th. The Liskeard Palace Cinema in Wallasey opens. These cinemas also opened in 1911. 1912. On July 25th, the Picture House opens. The Lime Street Picture House opens on September 16th. The Empire Cinema in St Helens opens on September 19th. On September 28th, the Everton Electric Palace opens. The Derby Picturedrome opens on October 12th. Also, on the 12th, the Oxford Picture House in St Helens opens. The Picture House is opened on November 25th by the Provincial Cinematograph Theatres. The Picture Palace in Prescott opens. These cinemas also opened in 1912. Here are the changes for 1912. 1913. The Empire Cinema in Southport starts to show films on March 10th. The Queen's Picture House opens on March 17th. The Palladium Cinema opens on May 10th. Also on May 10th, the Birkdale Picture Palace in Southport opens. The Cosmo Cinema in Wallasey opens on May 12th. On May 13th, the Picture House in Southport opens. The Grand Cinema opens on July 26th. On November 20th, the Palace Cinema opens. These cinemas also opened in 1913. 1914. In Southport on January 3rd, the new Palladium Cinema opens. The Belmont Road Picture House opens on January 17th. The St James Picturedrome opens on March 6th. The Rice Lake Picture House opens on May 18th. The Majestic Picture House opens on June 10th. In August, the Homer Cinema opens. The Tunnel Road Picture House opens on December 14th. The Savoy Cinema opens on December 15th. These cinemas also opened in 1914. Here are the changes for 1914. 1915. The Empress Picture House opens on February 20th. On June 5th, the Garston Empire Theatre opens. The Kingsway Picture House in Hoylake opens on July 10th. On August 19th, the Hope Hall Cinema opens. The Palladium Cinema in St. Helens opens on November 15th. 1916. The Scala Cinema opens on January 16th. On June 26th, the Picture House in Birkenhead opens. The Mariana Super Cinema in Wallasey opens on July 15th. The Mere Lane Picture House opens on November 4th. These cinemas also opened in 1916. The Lime Street Picture House becomes the City Picture House on August 16th. The Hippodrome in Birkenhead starts to show films full-time. 1917. The Empire Cinema in Birkenhead opens on May 26th. 1918. The La Scala Theatre in Wallasey becomes the Hippodrome. 1919. The Hippodrome Theatre in St. Helens opens on July 14th. The Tranmere Music Hall in Birkenhead to Coliseum Picture House. The Piac Chaudrome in St. Helens becomes the Savoy Picture House. Thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe.